Oh, what? Oh, shoot.
All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? How you doing? I am so glad to be on with you on tonight. I hope that you are doing well this evening. Whenever you watch this replay, welcome to another power session live with yours truly, DMP Speaks. I'm so glad to be on with you tonight. It's a blessed time. It's a favorable time. It's a strengthened time to be with you. It's my honor to share something with you on tonight. So if you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is David Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. And I do these power session lives every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talk about various topics that have to do with increasing your self-esteem and increasing your confidence. And we also deal with how to heal your trauma from your past or even some trauma that you might be dealing with in your present. So I really want to help you be the better version or the best version that you can be. So with that, welcome again to Power Session Live. Tonight is part 2. So we're doing a 3-part series. Today, we're talking about healing of the wounds, part 2, the mind. Now, last week, we talked about healing of the wounds, part 1, and how we went in and started talking about the heart, how the heart needs to heal, and it has to take time to heal. Tonight, we're going to talk about the mind, because it is very important, because a lot of things are going on in people's minds right now, not just their hearts. So a million thoughts going on right now. And again, I want to just give you some things that I really feel would be helpful and not a hindrance, but helpful to you so that you can live out the rest of 2021 with a new mindset, a new way of thinking, and most of all, get the healing for your mind that you need. So, do me a favor, everybody. Please share this with someone. And it's going to be a great night. I just want you to feel comfortable. If you have questions, put it in the comments. If you have any comments, put it in the comments. And let's go ahead and get started. Now, we already know, and you're going to hear a little stuff in the background, just a little music. I just felt like it was just appropriate to be able to do that. So let's just get going into here. So, the mind, we already know it's always working. I don't know about your mind, but my mind is always going. I don't care how relaxed I am or the opposite. My mind is always going. And some of you, your mind is always going as well, right? It's always trying to figure out this or trying to figure out that. And um it could be a lot, right? Let's be honest, it could be a lot because our minds are always going, trying to figure out how we're going to get to that next level. It could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be your job, it could be your money, it could be your relationship or relationships. What you're going to do this weekend, what you're going to eat tonight, depending on when you watch this. We have a lot of things going on in our mind, right? Because our minds were developed to think. Okay. Like I said, you're trying to figure out things, but there's been a lot of distractions for you and for me. I'm not just out here just saying that everything in my life is perfect because it's not, but we all have some distractions. Excuse me. So I want to give you a stat. I was looking this up and I found out that the mind, our mind, your mind, thinks between 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts a day. Let me say that one more time. Your mind thinks between 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So within that 24-hour period, your mind has already thought about over 80,000 thoughts. Now, do you want, let me blow your mind, the emoji, I wish I could put emojis of it. If you know that emoji, blow this, put it on there because I'm about to tell you something that's absolutely crazy, right? The average per hour, listen to this, the average per hour is between 2,500 and 3,300 thoughts per hour. Isn't that crazy? 2,500 to 3,300 thoughts per hour, which means your mind is constantly running, right? So if your mind is constantly running, if you have a lot of things going on in your mind that you're trying to figure out and you don't know how to figure it out, it can be very tough to deal with. Very tough, excuse me. Because our minds can be so locked up with what's going on right now and how we're going to be able to figure it out. And it's fixated on the present, but you're also trying to figure out the future. And then you're trying to forget your past. But a lot of us continue to think about our past and it's holding us back. And your mind needs a relief. Let me say this to you now. Your mind needs a break. And it's hard to get it when things are going on rampant. We know the COVID variant is out there, right? A few of them out there. And it is telling me that I guess they're gonna put some more out. So you're thinking about that. You're thinking about, well, I gotta wear my mask or don't. You gotta get the shot or not. I have to figure out how to do this. Where's my next meal come from? So you got all these things going on. Just gonna give you a thought process. But let's be honest. The reason why a lot of us are dealing with so much in our mind and we're not moving forward like we want to, because some of us lack confidence because our mind is so boggled down with so many decisions that we have to make. If we can just be honest, you know, what's going to happen to me at night? Many of you are dealing with nightmares. dealing, you guys telling you guys are taking pills, and I'm not pulling down on anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody and feel embarrassed. If you need them, take them. But I know you don't want to just be fixated on them for the rest of your life, right? You know, you might be saying, how am I going to take care of myself? You might be asking that question. How am I going to take care of my family? How am I going to move forward if something happens to me? So you're thinking about all this stuff. You're not alone. But a lot of people face this mental anguish because they got wounds. Your mind has some wounds in them. And you feel so discombobulated and you're so hurt. And you want to believe that things are going to get better, but you said, my current circumstance, how can I see anything get better in my life when everything seems like it's just caving in? And not only are you dealing with all of that, you're dealing with triggers from your past. Let's be honest, triggers can really get you in a place in your mind that you feel stuck, that you feel like there's no way out, right? And I understand, I'm slowing down for a moment. I understand this can be a very tough moment, tough time in your life because you're really trying to figure out things. You feel like nobody really understands you. You feel like nobody really understands the pain that you deal with in your mind, the constant battles, the demons that you have to face every day, facing yourself. Because a lot of times, it's not even just facing someone else, you're facing yourself. You're facing everything that's trying to take you down, everything that's trying to consume you. And you got triggers from when you were younger, when you were a kid. You got triggers for how they treated you in school. You got triggers being on the bus. You got triggers when you come home if things weren't right. You got beat, not just a whooping, as they say in my community, but you got a beating, or you got talked to in a certain way. So you got triggers, and you see a certain place, or you remember a certain smell, and that's in your mind, and it's taking you down. But I want to help you and tell you today that even though you're dealing with all, I know that took a long time to get through because a lot of people are dealing with, and I want to touch on a lot of things. Now, even though you're going through these things, I want you to recognize and remember what I'm about to say to you. You are not done and it's not over. Your life is not over. You hear me, young man? Do you hear me, young lady? Your life is not over. Your mind, you're not going to lose your mind. You might feel like you have lost your mind. You're not going to lose your mind because there is help. Excuse me. There is help for you. I'll say it again. There is help for you. You are not going to lose your mind. You're not going to lose your senses. You're going to find a way to get some sleep. You're going to get some sleep tonight because I'm going to give you some things that help you to relax your mind, but not only relax your mind, I want your mind to be healed because your mind has been running and running every single day and it hasn't stopped running because you don't know where to turn to. You calling your friends and they're giving you advice, but it's not enough. You're going to the internet and trying to find help, but that's not enough. You're going to the perfect stranger and you're trying to find help, and it's not enough. But I want to give you some principles. I really feel like these principles are going to help you in your mind, help you in your thoughts, help you think better, help you to slow down and take time because we need you. If you have never heard this before, we need somebody just like you. Yes, you. But if your mind is not right, if your emotions are not intact, if you can't think clearly, how can you do what you've been purposed to do? If you don't believe in yourself, how can anybody else be able to believe in you? You got to believe in who you are. And if you have never heard this, if this is your first time ever getting some encouragement or you haven't had encouragement in a while, let me tell you, you're going to get some help tonight. So the first thing I want you to do, I want you to write this down. Are y'all ready? I want you to write this down. Let's go for this. Let's go for this. I want you to give yourself, I want you to give your mind time to relax. You're trying to figure out everything all at once, and you're making yourself sick. Please write this down. Give your mind time to relax. I know the holidays are hard for you. I know you might not have all the money to do something for your spouse and your children and everybody else in your life. I know that this job is getting on your nerves. I know he left you. I know she left you. I know they left you. But you got to give yourself time. You got to give your mind time to relax. Now, what does that mean? You got to be patient with you. You absolutely, positively have to give yourself time for yourself. You got to give yourself mental time. You got to give your mind some time to rest. Give your mind time to get it reset, to reset your mind. Because you need time to make decisions for yourself and others that's in your life. You can't make rush decisions if your mind is all over the place, because the decisions or any choices that you make, they're not going to be clear-minded because you didn't give yourself time to relax. And listen, you can't be afraid to just slow down for a moment. I know what it feels like. My mind goes and rushes all the time, but I had to learn that I had to slow down. I said, hey, wait a minute. If I want things to make sense in my mind, I got to slow down. I got to slow my mind down. And that's what you got to do for yourself. Because if you can't take time for yourself, who will? If you don't take care of your mind, who's going to take care of your mind? Right? So if nobody else can take care of your mind, that means that is up to you. That is your soul. SOLE, soul responsibility and priority to take care of yourself. See, sometimes we take care of so many other people and we neglect ourselves. We got to stop doing that. We got to take time for ourselves. We got to give our mind a chance to just rest. I know some of you don't even know what rest feels like. I'm guilty of it. I don't even know what rest feels like sometimes, but I've been taking more of self-care. I've been taking my time just sitting there and not saying anything, not doing anything, just sitting there so that my mind can just take a break. You got to give that to yourself because you owe it to yourself for your mind to relax. Number 2, you have to process your emotions. You got to process your emotions. These thoughts that you have in your mind, these emotions that you have in your mind, right? I'm reading this book called Soundtracks. These soundtracks that are in your mind, the things that you hear, that you say to yourself, the things that are replaying in your mind. Is it healthy? You have to ask yourself, is it healthy for me to be thinking these thoughts? When I'm processing these thoughts, are these thoughts helping me right now? Am the way that I'm thinking right now, is that helping me right now? Because if the answer is no, then we have to make some changes. You got to be able to make some changes to your thoughts. Now, is it going to happen within a day or two? No, but you got to start somewhere. You can start today. So when you're processing these thoughts, are these thoughts hindering me? Are they holding me back? Or are they helping me? 9 times out of 10, when you're struggling with your emotions or to even process your emotions, you're struggling to get a thought out, a right thought, a right decision. Going back to decision making. If your mind is so cloudy, how can you think straight? If your mind is so cloudy, how can you move forward? If your mind is so cloudy, how can you take a step in the right direction? It's very hard to do that. Another thing is, you don't have to return to those triggering thoughts and those feelings that you have, either about yourself or about your past or even about present, something that just happened. You can't keep blaming yourself. This is how you process your thoughts. Some things are our fault, but everything is not your fault, honey. It's not your fault. It's not your fault they taught to you that way. It's not your fault because you failed. You might have not studied, but that doesn't mean that you can't get back up and do it again. See, sometimes we cut ourselves short. We cut our blessings short, and we try to figure out what happened. Yeah, it happened, but we don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay where you are. Who told you got to stay right there? Who told you got to stay in that valley, feeling like you are mentally dying? Who told you got to stay there? You don't have to stay there. Whoever told you that is a bold-faced lie. You don't have to stay there anymore. Young man, young woman, married couple, you don't got to stay in a bad relationship. You could do better. You could do it together. You don't got to stay there, but you got to process those emotions. If you had an argument, fix it. Do something about it. You don't have to go back to those thoughts. Staying up late at night, pulling your hair out, crying yourself to sleep. I made a video the other day, and I think I put it on my Instagram. If my pillow could talk, if your pillow could talk, what would your pillow say? What would your wall say in your room? What would they say? They probably have a lot to say. Those are the times that you get a lot of thoughts out. You get a lot of ideas out. But you don't have to allow those triggering thoughts to continue to hold on to you and choke the living life out of you, because you got more life to live. And you don't have to come back to this place, this mental space any longer. You absolutely can lock this door mentally and never have to return. Even though circumstances, even though life will tell you that you got to go back. No, you don't have to go back. That's a force that's trying to fight against you. And we're going to talk about that next week. But you got to continue to make progress. You got to progress forward. See, when you are progressing forward and you're moving, even though you might not feel it, you might not feel like moving on. You might not feel like getting out the bed. You might not feel like hanging out with friends. You might not feel like going for that job because you're so discouraged. But today I'm going to give you a vitamin. You can do it. I'm going to give you another vitamin. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You might not want to hear that, but it's true. It's true. Last thing is, I'm going to get out your way. Quiet time. Remember, we talked about give your mind time to relax, process those emotions, but you need quiet time. Like I said, I'm going to give you something I really want you to apply. I want you to take 10 or 15 minutes. I want you to absolutely, positively turn your phone off. If you have some kind of device, or you got your laptop, or you got another tablet, put some music on. That's going to help you relax. Some jazz or some instrumentals. That's what I do. I listen to instrumentals all day. I listen to many on YouTube. You can find something for yourself, and just give yourself 15 minutes of nothing. Absolutely. Give yourself 15 minutes of nothing. Turn your phone off. I had to learn this. Just sit there and do nothing. Your mind needs time to regroup. You need to do this. This should be a part of your daily routine. You can't be on your phone 24/7 because you're on social media. And we know right now everything that's going on, there's so much death, there's so much chaos going on. It's like you got to shut off the world so that you can get your world together. Does that make sense? Sometimes you got to shut off the physical world so that you can make sure that your mental world, your mind, is intact. Because when you do this, you give yourself clarity. Here go the decision making again. You have a better, clearer mind to make the best decision for you and your family. If it's just you, for yourself. It's so important, everybody. You got to do it. And I want you to also add this to your repertoire of quiet time. I want you to have a clear mind affirmation. I'm going to give you an example. I wrote this down for you. I'm giving this to you for free, y'all, for free. I will no longer allow distractions to dictate or overtake my mental space. I'll say it again. I will no longer allow distractions from anybody to dictate or overtake or overtake my mental space. I'll say it one more time for you. I will no longer allow distractions to dictate and overtake my mental space. You got to protect your mental space. Because when you protect your mental space, you are protecting not just your present, where you are now, you're protecting your future. Because you need your mind at its best to move forward. You need your thoughts and your emotions and your psychological ability at its best. When you speak these affirmations, don't just speak them, believe them. So when you speak them, believe it. Don't just, because remember, words are powerful. I'm big on words. If you are speaking these affirmations, whatever affirmation that you come up with, I don't want you to just speak it. I want when you say it and it comes out of your mouth, through your teeth, through your tongue, I want you to believe in what you are saying. Because what you say out of your mouth brings life. Say it again. You want to say it again? Okay, I'll say it again. What you say brings life. And what you say out of your mouth brings life. Life is put back into you. Life is in the atmosphere. So if you speak well and you allow your words to speak for you, things around you change. And it's just that important. And it should be that important to you. All right. Everybody good? I get passionate about what I speak about because I'm speaking into your life. I'm not just speaking into my family and my life. I'm speaking into your life because I want to see you changed and I want to see you healed. I want your heart healed. I want your mind healed. And next week, to wrap up this part 3 series of this wonderful time that we're having, the healing of the wounds, we're going to talk about the soul and the spirit. Now, this is going to be fire. Y'all don't understand. I love talking about the soul because that is a very the chemical makeup. That's the most important thing, more than your teeth, more than your body, more than your organs, is your soul. Your soul got to be right. When your soul is right, your life is better, and we're going to talk about that. I know I'm yelling, y'all. Excuse me. I'm trying to be a little bit more professional, but it's hard because I'm passionate about what I do, and I really want to see you change. So thank you guys so much for your time tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Now, if you are looking and you say DMP Speaks, I love this. This is wonderful, but I really need some help. I really need a coach to really help me. Now, if you're looking for a coach, I have a program called the Resilient Coaching Program, The New You. It's a 12-week course. It has 3 modules with it: reset, rebuild, and renew. And within those 3 modules are 4 lessons. And I'll be releasing this sometime in January. You'll see the flyer, you'll see the information. But if you're looking to get in there, I have 10 spots. I only got 10 spots. I am saving this for you. If you are that particular person and you're saying to yourself, I love what you said, I need more information, I want you to put this in the comment section. I want you to be able to put, I need coaching. I want you to put the word coaching. And I'm going to send you a personal message from myself, not nobody else, from myself. And we're going to talk offline. And I want to see how I can help you and what way I can help you. I thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. Before I let you go, if you would like to give toward my business to help it grow, and you're just saying, I really enjoyed what I heard, I want you to hit up my Cash App. My Cash App is $DMP Speaks. Again, that's DMP, the word speaks. Don't forget that $, y'all. Hit me up. It could be 5, 10, 20. It doesn't matter. Whatever is on your heart and you want to give to your boy, I really appreciate it. It could be anything. But thank you so much for your time. I will see you on next week. Listen, be safe. It's almost Christmas time. But let's remember why we are celebrating Christmas is more than just the presents. It's his presence that's in our lives. Thank you guys so much and have a great night.